Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is gonna be an update from last week. If you don't know, I'm a spiritual person, but I do try to keep myself feet on the ground with sensory data, sensory information, and logical reasoning as well, even though my appetite goes towards more abstract spiritual things. But I do try to keep myself feet on the ground, and for the past week I actually stopped watching prophetic words that were on YouTube, and I'm gonna tell you what that did to me concerning my personal situation and what it can do for you to set a time apart and focus on understanding yourself and trying to ask God to reveal stuff to you personally. So I wanted him to reveal stuff to me kind of more personally than through other people, and I felt like, yes, of course he was doing stuff at the global scale and not everything was applied to me, but I felt like I put my expectations so high because of prophetic words, and I talked about that in another video recently, if you want to check that out, that the higher your expectations, also the higher your disappointment when you don't understand God's ways, you know, especially if you're not the type to want to understand and like find a justification for everything that happened and like try to see the bigger picture. If you're not that kind of person, it can damage your faith, you know, it can damage your faith. And I'm not saying that God didn't do stuff that I hoped he would do. He has his own way of doing things, you know, and I'm here on YouTube to actually speak about like how we misunderstand God. We try to put him in the box, and we try to put him in a sort of framework for our understandings, but we don't understand. His thoughts are so further from our thoughts. So that's why I felt like, even though those prophets are true, those prophets are mouthpieces of God and I really trust them, I felt like I needed me to have a connection with him and not count on those videos and on those, like, this is massive, like there's a whole universe here on YouTube about that. And I kind of got like a lot of people were saying similar things, and yes, I'm not saying they're wrong, they're true, but for my life I needed like clarity to know what's the next steps, you know. And you can't have that clarity given from somebody else. Like maybe you can if you're that kind of person, that kind of personality type, but for myself, I needed clarity myself, and that went through fasting. And I went fasting for 10 days, and then it extended. It started with 3 days, and then it started with 10, and then 21, and I'm gonna talk in another video about types of fasting they can do so you can survive, not like raw, no water kind of fast. So no, don't worry. Anyway, that's gonna be another video, but for this video I just wanted to say that since last Sunday I deleted my YouTube app and I deleted my YouTube Studio app, so I don't have the urge to check what other people are saying and what other like counselors, spiritual guides, prophets, pastors say about some things. Although yes, they come in timing. Like for the past few months they come in the right timing. Like I felt like what God was doing in my life, he was doing in the lives of other people, and I could see it. I could literally see it through testimonies and like words, like inspirations that I had and like revelations on God that I have. Other people were having it. So there's gonna be a massive spiritual awakening soon, just for your note. Massive spiritual awakening, and nobody will see God taking spirituality for granted in the future. you'll see, and it's gonna change, and it's gonna connect the body of Christ online. Now it's gonna be different. Church is gonna be different. Communities are gonna be different. Wait for it and you'll see. Surely it will come. So yeah, so this video is actually what helped me to stop like watching those things. And because at some point, I'm gonna refer a girl here, forgot her name, we talked about that. At some point we might take, as Christians, we might take because of internet now and freedom of speech, we might take some words that resonate with us and we feel like they're from God. We might take it like as those words and those like cravings to want to know God's plan, want to know God's ways, want to know what to do next. Those kind of like craving for the knowledge of God, that kind of thing is actually leading towards biblical form, modern Christianity form of actual how do you call that, future predictions, like, and it can be like dangerously compared with astrology and with people predicting the future. How do you call that? People predicting the future. Horoscopes. You can like, there's a lot of like mouthpieces of God saying that God will do this and this and that, and I do trust some of those, and I'm selective with the people I follow and stuff. But I feel like because there are so many and saying similar things, we know God is doing things, we know that, but it feels like an addiction. And I don't know if you were in that situation where when you were trying to find out if a person is the one or not, and you were trying to like, a lot of stuff popping up in your feed, and then it got you confused even more because everybody was saying, please bring this word to God and ask him if it's true for you and your real one. Don't take anything you see on YouTube like as if it's for you right away. You need to confirm it with God. Or maybe it's the opposite way. God confirmed something to you in real life and you see somebody talking about it on YouTube and it resonates with you and you feel like God is confirming you a second time. Yes, don't take that for granted. Like, yes, that's God's talking to you, you know, because God can talk to you in different ways. Don't take that for granted. Yes, if you feel like God is literally confirming something in real life and in digital world, yes, that is for you. Take it, you know. But when we don't have anything and we're trying to make assumptions and conclusions on things and then only watch out in the digital world, it might not help us get to a conclusion. So that's why I stopped all that. I deleted my apps, and that's why I'm not going live right now. I could have gone live, but I don't have the app. I'm gonna download it again because I'm gonna go live soon. But I stopped watching those just so I can give God space to talk to me directly, you know. And that's what you should do too. Give God space, read the Bible, go for walks. I was going every single night for a walk, 20 minutes, not more, just to pray and like come back home, you know. And I feel like, yeah, in a way it helped my faith walk. Sorry, it helped my faith walk, and I was more kind of living more in the present, because before I was very into my NITI loop, which is a processing loop, information, trying to process, predict the future, trying to analyze everything that all the possible options that can happen in the future in terms of logic and intuition. And I was in there trying to like know what's the next step, but not leading to any concrete reality. So going like quitting that and like actually taking time to like hear God's voice and like sometimes read. I wasn't reading that much, but like I was doing more studies, like Bible studies and like mentorships and like trainings for that, so to try to actually absorb and know the Bible better, because I didn't know the Bible that much and I still don't know. And that actually helped me, and that actually so coming forward to what happened actually during this time. It's like I saw a lot of like videos, you know, before on like God opening doors and stuff, and it started manifesting in my life, but there were a lot of barriers. And then during this week, it's the ending tomorrow, so 1 week off watching YouTube videos. During this week I I got a job I started a job. So I got like a call, an interview, and the next day I started a job. It was like that. I didn't ask for it. I was applying for stuff, but I didn't ask for it, and I got a job. I viewed a few apartments to buy, and I'm basically in another season now. It's like I'm in another season, and just within a week. It's like my whole strategy's changed. Before I had a different strategy on life, a different like plan to reach a goal, and I had like, I need to do this and this and this, and this is my goal, and I want a family, and I want like a job, and I want to have a house. And so this was my goal, and then I was overthinking about it, and now I like kind of let go of all of that, and God started to give me one by one stuff, things one by one. So it started with a job. Obviously we're not there yet because I need a permanent job, and this is a temporary job. I need a permanent job to get a mortgage and like advance further in life. But this is just to say that I'm sure he will do more in the next 10 days if I go off YouTube and only film and upload without checking my comments, without checking anything, because I felt like it kind of consumed my mental energy, you know. Like I only have a certain amount of mental energy that I can give out, so I felt like it was used on that instead of being used on something more productive, something more enriching, you know. It was used on YouTube, it was used on trying to predict the future, it was used on trying to figure everything out. So if you feel like overwhelmed with all that and you don't know what to believe, switch everything off and ask God personally stuff, and he will do it in a way or another. And when he does it, pay attention to the details. Okay, pay attention to what's showing you, pay attention to the people you meet. Do not underestimate stuff, because God speaks through people and events that you wouldn't think of. And even if you think like, oh, this job is not gonna bring me anything, like I did this before, it's not good salary, like it's draining, it's still a blessing. It's still a blessing. Be happy with the little things and God will give you more. Be thankful for the little things, even if it's a job you don't like, even if it's like consuming and draining. It's better than nothing. You have to be thankful for the little things. And God can actually, through a job that is, or a person that is like, through a homeless person, God can like use that as a connector point to bring you to your destiny partner, or to bring you to a destiny that he planned for you. So do not neglect what looks that has nothing to bring you on the outside, because God, especially in this season, is using specifically those things, those people, those connections that you wouldn't think of, helping you, enriching you in any form. Do not take it for granted. Do your best in every situation. You will see what he can do with something so tiny, so tiny. And it's all about like going. Faith walk is a roller coaster, but it's all about going through it with a small appreciation, daily steps, and only after 5 years or 10 years you will see the difference in your evolution. And I'm doing videos right now, I'll post in the future about like personal development, the cognitive functions, and how to grow, how to understand one another, and how to really like see what you lack and how you can like improve what you already have and be more balanced as a person, so that you are able to do what it takes to do in the real physical world, to do the little things, mundane, that require concentration, even if you don't want to, even if you're like me and you want to focus on the future, on the abstract, on what it will be in the future, and you neglect all the details of the present that will bring you there in the future. God doesn't want you to, yes, focusing on the future and stuff brings your connection with him, because it's very like abstract and very spiritual, but like you need to do the work in the real physical at this specific point in time. You need to write that CV, you need to clean up your room, you need to like clean up your vocabulary, you need to clean up your mindset. There's a lot of garbage in your mindset. You need to clean that up and renew it. Otherwise, you're not moving to the next level. So yeah, that was the video for that was the video for today, and I'll see you in the next one. I might do a live stream this weekend or maybe next week, specifically dedicated to girls who've been feeling like they have been used by boys in relationships, and vice versa. I think a little encouragement or something like that. I was led to do that, so I'll see more. You'll see. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.